Welcome to dinner at the Roundtable Podcast with DJ John Tovar, Nelly Nell, Chris Ryder, your source to knowledge. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Dinner at the Roundtable.
GG, I am DJ Jones of all, Lenny Nell, Chris Ryder. We all Dinner at the Roundtable Podcast, your source to knowledge. We got a special guest, returning guest actually. Lenny Nell, please do the introduction.
We got music artist Lenny Koka in the house, man. Welcome back, brother. And we got our co-host La Dueña in the building coming out of Florida. You know what I'm saying? Lenny Koka, welcome back, man.
Yo, yeah, man.
It's good to be back. It feels good, you know.
We had the clap effect. I would definitely play it for you right now, but
listen, man. You got the no fashion look right now, boy.
Oh yeah, man. You know, it's no fashion. You know, we all white. You heard, so stuff like that. You know, center of attention sometimes. You know, that's what I like to be.
Yeah, man. That's a fire song that you got out right now. You got two great songs. We're gonna play a snippet real quick of No Fashion so people can get familiar with it, and then we're gonna jump on the other songs in the intermission towards the end. But let me just
go.
Sounds good.
Ready.
It's the underground hybrid. No fashion, but I'm off-white. 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 No fashion, but we 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 off-white. Left cause I had to get right, cause it's gon' be a hell of a night. I know, that they love the dirty Sprite, but I'd rather be up all night. Okay. We got the herbal, we got the yay, party flavors in every flavor. I feel so up now, we lit like candles now. I don't wait in line, I just take up and I score. Touchdown, she got a red nose, she's clowning around. So much snow that I might spam. Baby bumps like a ultrasound. No fashion, but I'm off-white. No fashion, but I'm off-white.
No fashion, man, but I'm off-white, man. Lenny Koka in the building, man. Yeah, buddy. It is fire, bro.
Like that.
Jit.
That shit definitely got that antidote vibe. Antidote, you know what I'm saying? High as fuck.
Man.
Just listening to some real shit.
Yeah, man. That's pretty much that song right there is just like that was pretty much like before, you know, COVID hit and all that stuff. You know, the partying that I did, you know, all these different like, you know, situations that I got into. Because in the song, I'm kind of talking about fashion and, you know, and partying at the same time and how it goes together. So like Off-White, obviously the clothing line, and then, you know, Off-White, if you understand my vibe, you know what I mean? So shit like that, you know, depends how you want to take it. You know what I mean? So
got you.
How you want to deal it. So
man, I miss those pre-COVID days, man. Like before COVID-19 took an effect, man. Like I used to go out, party, man. It was a whole different vibe though, man. And definitely brought that vibe back here in that record though. I could definitely see where you're coming from when you said that.
So that's definitely like, and you know, I've been to like a few like little model stuff, and you know, there's different like fashion shows and stuff like that I've been to. You see, you know, a lot of crazy shit in between going on. So
yeah,
you know, that is what it is, you know. But that's how it goes, because that's a lifestyle, it's a life choice, and that's how it is. You know, I don't really like lean, right? But I like staying awake. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really drinking lean. I mean, I drink lean if I have to, but I'm really more, you know, I like uppers. So stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like that. It is.
Got you.
What can I say?
One thing that we can't deny is that you definitely into fashion, man. You know how to throw it down. You know, I follow you on Instagram. I've been around you before. You always got some dope gear going on. Right now, you got some shit going on, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the sunglasses.
It's regular, you know what I mean? All you gotta do is put stuff together. It's not about how much you spend on it. It's on how you put it together. People get confused with the whole like, oh, I spent this and that, or they hear this rapper talk about I spent this on that and stuff like that. You could have a $500 shirt and then your pants could be $20 and this could be $20. But it depends on how you put it together. You see, my glasses is cheap. I paid $10 for my glasses because I lose my glasses all the time. So if I buy some Ray-Bans or whatever, I'm gonna lose it. And then what's gonna happen? And then I'm gonna be tight. And I'm be like, dang, I just got these. So I've lost my glasses plenty of times. So I stopped buying expensive glasses. No, I lose them all the time. I put them down, I forget. So that's the one thing about me.
So listen, man, for our viewers, our listeners, the rest of the world is watching, right? Whoever's, because we got fans from Guatemala, from across from Russia watching. Tell them who Lenny Koka is, man, from day one. Tell them from childhood, baby.
I got you. So, I originally had a different recording artist name. It was Big J Fresh, which people still could find. And it was before I locked my hair, before I switched on how I dressed, and pretty much changed my whole music up. So I was known as Big J Fresh. I was part of this crew called Lust Life label. I was pretty much doing music, shooting videos for tons of people, doing my own stuff. And then I pretty much linked up with Ray Loves You, which we had on the show. You had on the show before. Yes. And he pretty much took me under the wing, and pretty much I became a whole nother I became a whole nother creative entity, I would say. Let's say it like that. All right. I started creating music differently and really started to understand my sound. And then Lenny Koka came around because they were like, you could be the hip hop, R&B, Lenny Kravitz kind of rock.
You do resemble Lenny Kravitz too, though.
And different type of style, this dude. And another thing which works out, because my sister loves Lenny Kravitz. She always loved Lenny Kravitz. So I always grew up on Lenny Kravitz. Always, always. And I love Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe Kravitz. So it just works out like this. All right. So Lenny Koka just became the name, and I stopped Big J Fresh. I was doing music 10 years prior, since 2008 was like when I first dropped my first mixtape, recording everything on GarageBand, Logic, did everything myself, had 5 other people under my label. I was rapping like shit, and I pretty much say it like that, compared to how I rap now or how I sing now, put music together now, and all that. So, pretty much everybody that I was building up with wasn't at the same pace as me. And I was like, you need to stay on the pace, stay on the same this, stay on this. Yo, we got a video to shoot, you got to be there. None of them will show up. This will happen, and then all this different stuff, and nobody was on the same page as me. So I'm like, I'm doing all this for you guys, and nobody's on the same page as me. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm revamping myself, changed my whole Instagram, did all this stuff, and then Ray pretty much changed his name too, because at first he was Ray Love, and then he became Ray Loves You. So we did this whole shit, Underground Heartbreak, and now I'm Lenny Koka, and everything is just wonderful right now, pretty much. So, and I'm constantly working, and I'm better than I ever was. And everybody that I was working with, I didn't end it off on a bad note, but this is what it is. Like, if you wasn't with me, if you wasn't keeping up with me, then I'm sorry. Like, you just not here with me. I need you here.
Word.
You know what I mean? So
that's
like
dope,
that.
man.
Yeah,
that's dope.
What are you people? On dope?
You're on dope. You're on dope.
The hell's going on?
Fire, bro. But I know you're working on some new music. You got some new projects going on. Let's talk about your new projects. I know we have No Fashion, which is a new single you got out, and also you have another single which we're gonna play towards the end of the show, Center of Attention, which I love, is my personal favorite out of the ones that you're working on now. Let's talk about your new projects, brother.
So, No Fashion, I've had that song before we released it. I did it 2 years prior. So,
ooh, damn.
Before, we came out with it in 2018, just about when we recorded it. So then we was like, all right, 2020, we're gonna drop it. Boom, we did it. It didn't do because that was my first single under my new name, under Lenny Koka. So that was pushing. And then COVID happened, and everything became like like, fuck, like we can't shoot videos, we can't do this. This song is such a party song, we can't do parties anymore. So that kind of messed it up. But I wouldn't let that stop me. So I met up with this producer from San Antonio named No.3, like NO.3, who made Center of Attention.
Oh shit.
That beat, I did it a year prior, then 2019. Then I finally dropped that. And I'm pretty much working with that same producer off a lot of different stuff. He sends me new instrumentals all day, every day. And I have like tons of music that I'm doing with him. So constantly. And then I'm also working with different other producers. And I just have so much like music stashed away that I'm like, I can drop an album, but I want to do singles now and videos. And I have a video that I'm probably going to drop next week, which is pretty much a visualizer of a song called Koka, which is just it's kind of like an anthem, like it's a very anthemic song. It's just pretty much about me, like
Koka, yeah, definitely.
So kind of like No Fashion in a sense, but that was more like, because it's like, don't be afraid of the Koka, like, you know, me, like, you know, stuff like that. So I got that coming out, and so that's, and the single dropping as well online. And I am working on the album, but mixtape, which I'm still not sure what it's going to be called, but it might be called Who is Lenny Koka, or Straight Out of Rehab Lenny Koka, so something like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Straight Out of Rehab. Why you chose that title, if you mind me asking? Like,
so
if you choose that title though.
If I choose that title. So I was totally like hooked on Percocets. Crazy. Yeah. Crazy. And that shit was fucking me up. And that shit got crazy. So I checked myself into rehab. So and shit like that. So right now I'm on like a whole break from everything. So, you know, and I started off sober, everything. So don't get me wrong, I started off everything sober, like music and all that stuff. But I started getting crazy with the Percocets, way too much. Cause you know, we always talk about it and stuff like that. But I was falling in love with it, and then I had to like put myself into all that, and I came out of rehab like stronger than ever. So
congrats on that.
I feel like I'm stronger than ever right now. So
that's what's up. And I bet you got music about
like
that whole experience.
Like I feel. Yeah, no, I do. It's crazy. It's like I got a lot of shit. It's dope. It's like that whole experience was wild, because I was there for like 45, 50 days, and it was wild. And I checked myself in. Like nobody was like, go, you need to go. I was like, yeah, I'm all fucked up. Time to go fix this. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But
you got a story to tell though, man. That's what's up.
Story to tell, and that's why I'm trying to tell with my music, and it's wild.
Man, that's what's up though, man. Congrats on that though, brother. Overcoming that.
Man, that's definitely a hard feat to come over, man. And you know, addiction is definitely an issue in society. You know, a lot of people are hooked on, you know, prescription drugs, street drugs, whatnot. And I'm glad that you was able to come out of that. It takes a lot of willpower, right?
Yeah.
To get it done. So nobody's gonna help you unless you help yourself, brother.
Exactly.
Congratulations for
thank you.
God, Lenny. Like
I'm still strong. I'm still going strong, and feel stronger than ever. So
it's everyday work. You know, you just got to keep it moving, and sometimes just block. Sometimes even your loved ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I was personally affected by that too. Nelly knows about it.
Yeah.
You know, where someone I know, he passed away. So, you know, it's like get ahead while you still can.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot. You know, but I was able to face my demons. I'm still fighting demons, of course. Everybody, you know what I mean? You got
everybody.
But I'm just I feel like I'm winning, kind of. But you know, still going. So
and you are winning.
Yeah, because I am winning. Look at me. I'm here. I'm smiling. I feel great. Look at that. Awesome.
And you know what it is? You're first of all, you're winning because it's very hard to admit those things. A lot of people are in denial. You know what I mean? They don't like to admit those things. And the fact that you're admitting it, you know, live on a broadcast, that's you, you know what I'm saying, helping yourself out and telling the world that you're a real person and you ain't afraid. Yeah. Tell them, you know, that you fell, but you got back up And Lenny Koka's in the house, baby.
Right, that's what we're talking about. I'm
Lenny
here.
Koka.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Lenny Koka's back here, baby. You get an air horn for that, brother. Let's go, Lenny Koka.
There you go.
Sure, man. We got Chris Ryder coming in on the show. Or Vanessa.
Hey, Chris Ryder.
Or Vanessa Mercedes.
You gotta change his name, man. You gotta.
You see who's coming on right now.
Okay,
but,
there you go.
Man, I'm glad that you're working on those projects, man. I'm definitely a fan of your music. I've been following you guys for a while, and you guys definitely have great stuff to give to the public.
Absolutely.
Music videos coming out soon, or
yeah. So next week I should have a video.
Oh, yo.
It's a visualizer in a sense. So I had that coming out next week. So that'll definitely. I should have a preview Wednesday on my Instagram. You can see all the stuff on the song pretty much and the video that I'm working. It was pretty much shot between me and like in-house. So like Ray, like Underground Heartbreak, it was shot in-house. And I edited it pretty much because, you know, that's what I do. I started off with like engineering, film, making, like shooting my own videos and everything like that. Because, you know what I mean? You can't wait around for everybody else.
Man, I'm with you with that.
You got to do it yourself. Because sometimes you wait around for too many people, it ain't going to get done. So you got to do it yourself. You know what I mean? So,
and I like that. I like that, how you actually, you know what I mean, take ownership of your music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yo, Lenny, I've been dying to get you on the show for a while, man. I really like your music. Especially that No Fashion. I was bumping that for like, I think one morning I was going to work. And I was bumping that for like the whole ride. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And then when you had, I hit you up actually when you did the Center of Attention.
Yeah.
When you did the promo shots first, so I was like, yo, no, we gotta get Lenny on, man. Cause yo, I'm definitely feeling your music, man. Like,
I appreciate
for real,
that. And I always love y'all show. I always checking who y'all got on the show and everything like that. So I'm always looking. So definitely.
Yeah, man. The underground heartbreak movement, man. We got you. Ray loves you, man.
Yeah, man. It's moving faster than I expected. But I mean, that's what good quality and quantity does. So you know what I mean. So
Right.
Absolutely. But talking about the underground heartbreak, they on the live chat right now. They beasting, bro.
Yeah.
Ray's on there. Janari De Leon is there. Like, we here, bro. We got you.
The whole crew in there. Support it, man. What's up?
With the rapping aspect, though, man. I've been waiting for your boy for a while.
They had a question though, real quick. Somebody had a question. If you had any collabos in the stash that are coming up soon.
Oh, I do have a lot of collabos. Like there's a lot of collabos of me. Like I have a lot of collabos with Ray Loves You, but those are really like scary. Those are like really like amazing songs. So it's like it puts you in a realm that you won't expect to be in. So that one's kind of scary. But I do have a few features, and I had this feature with this kid from like Florida who's gonna be like super awesome. Like he's gonna be like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like Justin Timberlake meets Justin Bieber meets trap meets everything. I don't know. It's like a whole bunch of. I don't like to compare people to musicians, but it's like a lot. So there's so much shit going on and a lot of music going on and collaborations that it's hard to say like, yeah, I got a collaboration going on, or I had this going on, and you know, there's just so much that I've done and working on that it's a lot. So especially like the whole underground heartbreak, there's so much, a lot going on, and you know, shout out to. Homie, this dude Cavi, he's also a dope artist that we feature with all the time. So it's crazy, you know. Yeah, it's a lot. So
forward to that.
Yeah, man.
I like your versatility, Lenny. I like the swag. You know, you're not like just another mumble rapper. You know.
Because I grew up.
There's substance with it too, you know.
Yeah, there's substance with it. There's some real shit in the background, and it's something that, you know, people could vibe with, you know, in the car riding instead of just listening to another trap song. You know what I'm saying?
I put it on for my little brother. He was like, yo, who is that? I was like, that's my boy Lenny. He's like, yo, word, send me that. That shit fire. I think I was playing him Center of Attention.
Yeah. That one's doing a lot. That one on Spotify is like 8,000 views in. So that's like a lot. So that's like way more than
independently, absolutely. Yeah, you're doing this definitely independently. That's
so it's wavy.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's a great to see that actually going like that and going up. And it's basically like people are listening finally and actually I don't want to just be another like rapper, because I never say I'm just a rapper. I always say like I'm a recording artist, because I could write for whatever, you know. I always like writing. I've always written, and you know, somebody doesn't have a bar, I'll help you with a bar. So this and that, or if you need help with a song topic, I got you. We can, you know, it's creative entities, as I like to say. So
that's what's up.
I'm gonna hit you up,
Yeah,
Lenny.
definitely.
I work on something.
Like
Sure, La Dueña, she's a singer, so you know you
there you
guys
go.
talk about
Yeah,
projects.
R&B, Latin singer, songwriter.
Yeah. Lenny Koka, because Lenny, see, like Ray, and you, Lenny Koka, and Don, what's his name? Don Caragina, is his name?
Yeah, Els, yeah.
Els,
yeah.
the Els.
The L's, Buddha L's. Can't forget that epic freestyle he did.
I gave
I'm
his
waiting for
80th
him
up.
to come out, man.
Yeah, man.
Waiting for him. Tell
But,
Ray, tell Buddha, what's up?
Our Bugs, right?
Yeah, you gotta tell him to come back and freestyle for you, because that man, he's one of my
Hell
favorites.
Yeah, he destroyed that deep cover beat was so, man. I can't even tell you in words. You gotta just hear it yourself.
For days, and it's crazy. It's amazing. He has the talent like nobody else that I've seen. Like
Made for, man.
Yeah. You guys all sing alto and then you rap too. So that's the thing. You guys can sing and rap. So you guys are like you said, you're a recording artist. You're not just a rapper. You can also sing. You have a singing voice. You know,
see, like I grew up like my two favorite, like growing up, the reason I started wanting to do music was because my two favorite artists, which nobody ever says in the same sentence ever, is Amy Winehouse and Kanye West, which is crazy. Nobody ever says that in the same sentence. But Amy Winehouse and Kanye West, those two put me in like a different space, and like the way of music for me was like this coming like hitting me, and I'm like, damn. Amy Winehouse was super fire. And Kanye West, like Late Registration, Kanye West second album was like my top album of Kanye West, and all of Amy Winehouse's albums for me is like crazy. So you got her, you know, a soul singer in a sense, and then you got Kanye West, you know, pretty much started a lot of what we have now in a sense. So that was always something I grew up on, and that really caught my attention with everything. So with that, I was like, yeah, I got to become somebody, so I could really show my story and like pretty much do it, because I want to do it, because this right here is awesome, and I want to be a part of it. So
yeah. So we have another question from the audience. Would you ever get into acting?
What? Say it again?
Will you ever get into acting?
Yeah, I would love to get into acting. I actually, as a kid, I was always in plays and stuff like that. Like I did Shakespeare plays. I always did. I was always usually the main character in certain things. Like I went to sleepaway camp, and I was there for like 6 weeks. We did like an acting thing when I was in high school. I did that. I played like all these different roles. Like I played like Romeo and Juliet. I played like all these different stuff. I forgot I don't remember all of them, but I've always played some acting role, and I was usually a funny guy or something like that. So I've always done that. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you got the look, brother. You got the look, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You definitely, I can see you acting, bro, for sure.
I never know. As you might see it, you know what I mean?
And you know, like
no barriers, bro.
There is no barriers, exactly.
Yeah, you've been through a lot in your life, so you know how to get into characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People who've been through a lot in their lives, they know how to get into different types of characters. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be successful if you definitely dive into that, for sure.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
For sure, man.
Add on to versatility. You know, versatility is a big important thing for me, because it's like if you could just make it in all different types of fields. You know, singing, the rapping, the acting. And you say you're gonna be a model too? What?
Yeah, hey, listen, I'll be a plus model. That's you know what I mean. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I'll do it. You know what I mean?
That's a big industry, brother.
Nah, it's going up crazy right now. You know what I mean? Bro. And I know I could definitely do it. So once I get that email like, hey, we want you to model our clothing for this, I'm like, hey, I'm going. You'll see me. I'll pop up on your Facebook video and be like, oh, we interviewed him. Oh shit, you know what I mean? Boom.
That is.
I know it's coming. It's coming.
You're an artist for a reason. That means that you're well-rounded when it comes to art, everything about art, music, you know, designing, fashion, acting, everything. You know what I'm saying? So when you say you're an artist, you definitely got to wear that coat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. La Dueña, you got any female questions for Lenny Koka?
Hell yeah. I want to, what kind of influence are you basically like, what is your influence that you want to put into the world out there using your music?
So what are my influences I want to put into the world?
Yeah, like, you know, is it you know, like whether it's going to be about love or whether it's going to be about, you know, like what do you want people to remember you as?
So I always say like I want to leave a legacy always, you know what I mean? So I'm a Cancer, right? So y'all should already know. I know a lot of females know how Cancers get down in a way. So they always say that they're very, you know, they're very strong. They have a lot of emotions and stuff like that. So I always want to be the person, like, there's like so many different things that I want to leave. I want people to be like, if you set your mind to it, you could always do it. And there's a lot of times that people try to like, even family, sometimes they don't want me doing this. They don't want me like, oh, music is not good. There's so many drugs, or you're not gonna do it. You need to get a 9 to 5. You need to go do this. You need to go do that. Stay in school, blah, blah, blah. Don't get me wrong. I'm still in school. You know, part-time, and I still do this. But that's because I'm choosing to do it. And I want people to also follow your dreams no matter what. And when I say, and it may be cliche to say follow your dreams, but when people actually really follow their dreams, they tend to make it. And, you know, it's all about love all around, personally. I'm all about always being nice to the next person. You never know what's on somebody's mind. You know, if somebody's not in the right mindset, you know, you can leave them alone and, you know, come back to them, stuff like that. You know, I never want anybody to feel down or anything like that, you know, and I'm always trying to influence the person that's next to me, always. Like, yo, you got this, like, no matter what, you know, and I ride hard for my friends. Whoever my friends are, everybody knows I ride hard for my friends, and I always make sure that we always good. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So I'm never the one person to try to do that. Like, try to be like, nah, I can't fuck with this person, like, da-da-da. Because if I can't fuck with you, then just know, since I'm a Cancer, then that means I'm not fucking with you at all.
Case closed.
You know
Case closed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's you right there. It's over. You feel me?
Oh,
Yeah.
We have the
I
audience.
go. So, you know, a lot of the time it's like that. But, you know, I always want to leave a legacy because, you know, I want to have like 4 kids. You know what I mean? I always say that. I don't know why 4, but I say that. And I would want my kids to do what they want to do, not what I want them to do. But I can give them a little push. That's it. You know what I mean? Because I was always told, like, oh, go to school, do this, do that. You know what I mean? I sucked at school. I'm still there just because I'm taking like film classes and stuff like that. And I'm good at that. So that's why I'm there. You know what I mean? So there's like the math and the English and the sciences and all that. I suck at it, yo. You know what I mean? Well, English class, I'm good. But the math, you know what I mean? Like, terrible. You know what I mean? Like, certain things I'm terrible at. I got like ADHD. I can't sit still for too long. You know what I mean? So school's always been very hard for me. And I was always the funny guy, say something stupid in the back of the classroom. So, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. Yeah.
Man. You had a whole crowd. You have a
getting through school was hard.
Like that.
Chris, you're on mute. Chris Ryder's trying to say something. You're on mute.
Wait, before Chris Ryder goes, the audience on the live chat is asking, what was your inspiration behind No Fashion? The song.
So No Fashion was crazy. I remember we was in the underground Heartbreak studio, and so it was like, so Ray and I were like trying to figure out of something of like, we heard this beat. I found the beat and I was like, all right, I'm buying this shit right now. So we bought the beat, and it was like, we was like, yo, No Fashion, but we off white. And then we was like, wait, whoa, that's hard. Hold on, that's hard. I think you got something there. Like, hold on, that's hard. And then we was like, what? And then he was like, record that right now. And then I remember because Els was there, we was all there, Cryptic Soul was there, everybody was there. And then we recorded the hook, and then we just kept playing the hook over and over, and then we were just jumping around the whole, like we didn't care about people next door neighbors and nothing. We started jumping around like no fashion, but we all fly. And then it was just crazy, like, you know, all the times, like just clothing and just like fashion and just like having such a great time. My favorite bar that I used to go to, Pianos, always popping into that Lower East Side, always being in those spots. Like everybody's on fucking coke, and everybody's always stylish, and everybody's doing all this. So I put all that shit together, and Ray pretty much just gave me like the alley-oop for me to dunk it into the song, and I'm like, all right, this is it. We're gonna do it. So then I ended up writing the verse, and then this song on repeat. We played our song on repeat, and we just couldn't stop playing it. And that's where we get No Fashion, and No Fashion that we Off-White. This is what it is, and that shit right there, just right there. It is what it is now. You know how y'all love it. So that was such a crazy experience. Like that.
My favorite line in that one.
Salute to that.
Was when you said party favors in all different flavors. That was that was the fire ass line. What I was trying to say was when you said that you were a class clown in the back, I was saying you and Nelly Nell got the same kind of, probably, because Nelly Nell looked like he was the class clown.
Yeah, it was
in
a class
back.
clown. I actually got the Nelson laugh, right? I got the Nelson laugh for y'all right here.
From there?
That was my laugh. All day. Yo, that's one thing though. Yo, Lenny, I'm not gonna lie though. When I first met you, I felt like that vibe with you, man. That like me, you had the same type of like persona. They were very outspoken. We're like charismatic. If we fuck with you, we fuck with you. If we don't, we don't. And you know, we like to party, man. I'm a party guy too. They call me the Dominican Van Wilder.
Yeah. They call me King of the Party. Always. King of the Party.
Oh,
Nelly ain't lying.
I was always, and like I've actually been called this many times, which is like crazy. Like people could come from different countries. People come from like the UK or whatever. They come to New York, and they be like, "Wow, this guy right here is King of the Party," and I'd be like, "That's right." I'd be like, "That's right. That's who I am." You know, it's awesome. Like I went to Ibiza one time in Spain, and that shit was crazy. Like
I always wanted to go there.
And you know, I know y'all all know that song. I popped a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool. Yeah, I did that shit to show myself if I was cool. You know what I mean? So it was crazy. It was crazy out there. So a lot of partying shit that I've done, it was just wow. Like
living the life, man.
You know I mean,
yeah, man.
Yeah, the life is crazy. And you know what I mean? I'm not even famous and all that. Just imagine if I was, but that's the crazy part. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be famous on that. I can see it, bro. I saw it already. Like I'm the type of person.
Those two tracks, man.
I see things. I see things before they happen.
Keep working though, man. Lenny Koka, you doing your thing though, brother. Like you just consistent. That's what it is. Consistency, brother.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be consistent, and I got a lot more to come. So you know what I mean. So and as COVID hopefully dies down, everything will just be so much, you know, bringing everything to life easier, and you know, just so everybody can really like tap into everything, and hopefully we go back to going to shows and all that, because performing is the greatest thing on earth. The greatest thing on earth. I love it. It's the greatest thing.
Whole different energy, right? To see people like sing along to your song and just like having that feel, that energy. Yeah.
That energy, that ambiance is like there's just nothing that could top that. Just a live show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unbelievable. It gives you goosebumps, and you just like you can never like. It's unreal, and you know I want that again, always. You know.
Sure, man.
Wow.
Underground Heartbreak, man. You already know Lenny Koka in the house. We're gonna jump
Lenny Koka.
No Facts, the full version. We're gonna go into a little intermission, and we're gonna be right back with the topic of the night, which is television. We're gonna get into how television got started and how television is the #1 tool for advertisement and for subliminal messages, right?
We will let go of that shot.
Yo, but definitely, man, it's gonna be an interesting topic, man, and you know, I can't wait to talk about it. But we're gonna jump into No Fashion full version. You heard, real quick. guys. See you in a little bit. All right.
No old fashion, but I'm off-white. 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 No old fashion, but we 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 off-white. Left 'cause I had to get right, 'cause it's gon' be a hell of a night. I know, well that they love the dirty Sprite, but I'd rather be up all night. Okay, we got the herbal, we got the yay, party favors in every flavor. I feel so up now, we lit like candles now. I don't wait in line, I just take up and I score. Touchdown, she got a red nose, she's clowning around. So much snow that I might drown. Baby bumps like a ultrasound. Fashion, but I'm off-white. No old 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 fashion, but we 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 off-white. Off-white, black and yellow is Khalifa. Take a moment, learn a lesson, I'm a teacher. On a budget, never cut it, no procedure. She line it up, perfect size, centimeter. Oh no, in my bubble doing blow. I'm always pumped for every show, keep the gas and no go. 8 balls like a snow globe. Everybody knows, nose goes. Hand me up like a light stroke. Feel the trip in the back of your throat. She had to pay the price without a quote. I'm so higher now, I won't do no fashion, but I'm off-white. 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 No fashion, but we 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 off-white.
All right, man. That was No Fashion by Lenny Koka. We back in the building, man. Then at the Roundtable podcast, man. Look, Lenny Koka. That shit was the shit, bro. I love that song. It has those party vibes for sure. You know what I'm saying? Lenny Koka, you took a bathroom break, brother? Where you at? There you go.
He's there.
I'm always,
the Kool-Aid
I'm here.
smile on.
Lenny Koka.
Yeah, I thought he was.
No bathroom breaks for me. Nah, I ain't got a powder in my nose. I'm good.
I'll give you a fair warning though. Chris Ryder might do a couple.
Yeah, shout out to the best water. Shout out to the best water.
Yo,
water.
Lenny,
hydrated.
Yo, wait, hold up. You playing with me, right? No. Did I tell you or not?
Nah, I'm not playing with you. It's the best water. The best water ever. Shout out to Juicy J and all of them. You heard?
Oh, man.
We got
my favorite.
Right there. That's my twin.
Check this out. But we were just talking about how me and you got those vibes. We drinking the same water, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? What do you like? Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, but I'll give you a fair warning though. We got somebody called Mr. Pee on the show, Chris Ryder. He goes to the bathroom a lot during the show, so you know, it does go.
You gotta relax and remember I got a 1-year-old.
Mr. Pee.
You know, so I gotta. Well, that's if I drink a lot, and sometimes beer just runs through me. So don't call me Mr. PP, motherfucker.
Yo, man.
I can't do shit to you because I'm all the way inside of Texas. So you lucky I can't do nothing to you. Even though I kind of filleted my finger today.
What happened?
5 stitches.
The butcher, man.
I was wondering what
Life
that
of being a
was.
butcher, man. Shoot.
I mean, they said the urgent care LD with this fucking rabbit foot on my finger.
It definitely looks like a rabbit foot. That's crazy.
I thought you were like holding a potato or something.
Nah, one dude thought I had like those.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nah,
I was
something
tripping.
sound like this.
The hell?
Did he sound like that when you couldn't say?
A butcher. He was probably laughing.
Hysterically.
Oh man.
It wasn't like that. I immediately grabbed my finger like I was like, fuck, are you kidding me right now?
That's crazy, man.
But anyway, man.
You survived though, Chris Ryder. You survived though. You're alive.
That's your index finger. Your index finger is very important.
I'm scared, like, to get cut. But now when it happens, you're like, are you kidding me? For real? And it was deep too. Like I had 5 stitches. But,
damn.
You know.
Yeah, man.
That happens.
I can tell you a story about stitches.
Mm.
Man, I had 21 stitches on my tongue before.
Oh Jesus!
Well, I did too, but I didn't have 21 though. But I think you stitches in my tongue.
It's only because I kept taking them out. So I had 7, took them out, had 7, took them out, had 7, took them out, and then finally 7 again. And that's
wow.
It. Yeah, I thought I was Tommy from Power Rangers when I was like 5. And I thought I could fly. I was like, it's morphin' time. Jumped off of the couch, landed on the floor.
Shit.
And it was itching, so I kept taking them out. I don't remember it, but this is what I was told.
Well, you was told. Okay, I got it as an adult. The scissors I got actually dissolves in your tongue, though. It doesn't come out.
Yeah,
it dissolves in your tongue.
They kept taking me back to the hospital so they could put new ones.
That did. That's
yeah. I really wanted to be a superhero as a kid.
Take this off and show you guys like how bad.
Oh man, don't do it, bro.
No, don't take it off, Chris.
Because if you do it, you're gonna get.
You're fired.
I really thought my powers were gonna come today because today's the 21st, December 21st. I was waiting for my powers. Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Also, into the main topic, television, man. Television.
Crazy.
Television.
Let's start it off with, I guess, though, man. I mean, Lenny Koka, man, what's your take about television overall?
So television is a lot. Television can be great. Television can be not so great. Television can be good for you personally, or it could be somebody's downfall. Now if you want to talk about television, let's talk about shows, right? Some shows, are like he said before, subliminal, things that might happen in the future. They tell you and stuff like that, but sometimes they don't. If you have a product,
oh, you just been televised.
Like, who wouldn't want, like, of course you guys would want like a dinner at the round table commercial on like ABC or like Cartoon Network, anything, something like that. That would be dope because then that would promote you guys. But then there's like so much people that don't like television. Once the streaming services came, I was never any more into TV because I hated commercials, all that. And I was early. I was very tech. Like I was very what do you call it? Tech savvy. So once like when everybody was still watching cable, I was already like streaming everything. So I was downloading fake stuff. But you never heard me say this. I was downloading stuff. Just getting everything, so I wouldn't have to
copyright infringement, guy.
Yeah. So, but that was me in the past, though. I don't know about now. Now, I pay for streaming services now, so that was me hating TV. I was like, I hate commercials, and I didn't realize how commercials actually help certain people, because like people that are in partnership with certain things, because even YouTube now has commercials and ads, so. You know what I mean? Everything, even Facebook makes you, when you're watching a video, there's an ad. And it could be for somebody that's getting paid for that ad. So, now as a musician, I would, want that. I would want them to advertise me, something that I'm in, or a product that I'm using, or, something that my name is on. Like if my name, if like a hair, let's say for locks, for my hair, I would want a product that I'm co-signing to be on somebody's TV show, just so they can say then I can get some money off of that or some recognition from that. Like, oh, that shit that Lenny Koka uses. Oh, I'm definitely gonna get that and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's my like take on television for that part. So let's see what you guys got.
So listen,
I mean, realize when commercials come on, it's like louder than the volume seems to be louder without you turning up the volume. It's just, when a commercial comes on, it's just loud. Like if you're not paying attention, and I'm just like, did someone turn up the volume? The commercials, they did that on purpose, like to make sure that you listening.
Yeah, they do actually.
Like, oh, you in the bathroom, Chris Ryder? All right, this commercial's gonna be loud so you can hear me.
Yeah. Mr. PP, this is for you.
They coming at you, Chris.
Thank you.
That was a good setup,
listen, hold on,
Christine.
listen, I like that burn because I've been in Dallas, and they ain't got that savvy like New Yorkers do, man. Like that shit that hits you in the heart. It's like, you got me burned. You burned me good. They don't got that out here. So
nah, man,
I like that one. Now I like that one. Keep it coming. I need some of that New York vibe.
You needed that, right, Chris? You needed that little stab
good
right
out there, man. Over there, people about deep in the heart of Texas. That's where you at. So television, real quick. Wikipedia definition, official definition. Television, sometimes shortened to tel or telly. I thought a telly was a motel, but whatever, I guess.
So telly. So in the UK, they say, "Oh, the telly." Like
the
on the telly.
I didn't know that.
So, well, yeah, that's what they say. They say the telly. Because I have a lot of friends from like Ireland, UK, because I used to work at summer camps, and they were all come from all over the world. And I've been to London for 2 weeks. So the telly, like, on the telly, that's what we're watching. Obviously, we coming from New York, we say, yeah, we about to go to the telly.
Right.
Me and Shorty about to go to the telly or whatever.
Always shit.
But the telly that's what it is, or the tube, something like that.
The tube. Okay. Sometimes shortened to tel or telly, it's a telecommunication medium used for transmitting moving images into monochrome, black and white, or in color, and in 2 or 3 dimensions and sound, right? So the term can refer to television set, television show, or a medium of television transmission. Television is a mass medium for advertising, entertainment, news, and sports. So that's the raw definition of it, which, I mean, we all knew, but this is more specific. So, I mean, television in general, bro, it's just like, it's a big business. I do agree with the streaming services took a lot away from cable. They kind of knocked them out the box a bit. Very few people have subscription to cable because of the streaming services. They're more, like you said, less commercials. They have more shows there that are interesting to people. And television is definitely a tool to psychologically influence us to do things, to buy stuff that we don't need, to buy, to just think that we're like superheroes or whatever and do retarded crimes and get caught for them. So television is definitely very influential to humanity for sure.
Television to me is like a very, very powerful tool, especially it depends on the eye of the beholder. But you know what I mean? When you're putting these images like violence and drug use and stuff like that in front of the wrong individual, and how they get so influenced and they literally shut off the world, that's the actual real world that's going on in front of their eyes. You know what I mean? They get so tuned into the TV, and it's just so like, incredible and mind-boggling how like an individual can be so extremely influenced by TV. Like me, I consider it somewhat of a dangerous tool if not used correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually agree with that because there's something that I've noticed. So in Europe, I think, or I don't know if it's just the United Kingdom, but the United Kingdom, let's just say the UK for now, they don't promote a lot of violence on their television, but they promote a lot of sex, which is, I think, they promote like shows where like TV 14, they would have, they'll show breast or stuff like that. Compared to in America, it's all violence. But if it unless it's rated TV MA, they're not going to show anything to do with like sex. which I think that was messed up because that made us like more prone to violence and everybody. That's why now you see so much violence in America. And we think about it like, oh, whatever, another person shot. All right, it is what it is. Oh, Brooklyn, another shooting. Fuck it, whatever. But in the UK, they're like, oh, violence. No, none of this. They have signs in the UK that say, don't stab. They don't have don't shoot. They have don't stab, right? Because knives are big, right?
Wow.
And yeah, but we got things over here saying that don't shoot. If you see a cop shot, this and that. But over there, I'm like, how come we didn't grow up like that? Why can't we grow up when sex is a normal thing? It's a normal, like, human being thing. When
it's natural, yeah, it's natural.
14, 15, because I remember me 15, hormones going crazy in high school, like, damn, all these shorties, I want them, blah, 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 this and that. It's normal. Why couldn't we have TV also help us, like, control that or, you know, try to prone us, get ready or things like that? Why do we have to have these horrible sex education classes that are terrible, that are fucking terrible?
Wow.
Watching videos in class about fucking HIV and on all these different things where we're like, fuck, what the hell is this? Like, when everybody else, they ease their way into it with television, but violence and fighting is okay. Like, yeah, let's fight. Why not? Let's fight cops. Let's fight each other. Let's join a gang. Let me turn blood. Let me turn patria. Let me do all this. You know what I mean? If I got a gang, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Why we gotta do all that? But sex is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Which is not, because that's the normal feeling. It's a normal thing within a person, like all of us. That's why some people feel like a lot of Americans feel uncomfortable talking about sex and relations and stuff like that, but they don't have no problem talking about violence.
You know, answer that. You know what I mean? That has a lot to do with the Bible, and you know that has a lot to do with Christianity and
oh no, of course,
and all that stuff. Because if you ever noticed throughout the years of TV in the 50s, you couldn't say shit, you couldn't say damn, you know, you couldn't say these words, and now shit and damn is like, you know, it's there, but it has a lot to do with the Christianity where sex is like only for marriage, and that's the image that they wanted to put. Violence, on the other hand, is something that was completely different, because this you know, violence is what this nation was built on, so they had no problem showing that. But sex was something that was always thought as forbidden. They wanted to keep this, you know, for marriage only. You know, if you ever really notice of any like 90s television shows, you always never see teen pregnancy, but that shit was a rampant thing, you know. But you would see normal shows or any kind of show you ever saw, the people in high school were virgins, you know. That was the image they wanted to put.
Yeah, you're right about that. Okay, Lenny, you want to say something?
Yeah, so like one of my favorite shows is actually a British show, which is called Skins, and it's basically about, you know, kids in high school, you know, pretty much coming of age, and like every 2 seasons, it's like different cast members, but on that show, it was made for high school kids, and they show everything. They talk about everything, drug use. They talk about, you know, real stuff, not like violence. Obviously, there's like one part violence, but that part, they don't really focus on that. They focus on stuff that we go through as teenagers and stuff like that, which has like, I'm like, why can't American shows be like this? Why can't we actually see, like, I can connect with this? Why am I connecting with another country's show compared to something in my own country? How come in the United States, I can't connect with a show, but I'm connecting with a show somewhere else? It's like, I should have grew up on this, not that. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with that.
They want us to join the army, you know, pick up guns and all
this.
this.
Yeah, the army. Oh my God, forget about the army commercials. Forget about it.
Yo, I was just about to say that. Yo, the army commercial looks like a video game. Have you seen that one? I was like, wow, how they make it so appealing for the people, the video gamers of, you know, who are probably teenagers. And when they come 17, 18, you know, you can get into the ROTC or, you know, get into the army. So it's like, wow, like they really trying to, you know, influence these little kids to be like, I want to be in the army. I want to be in the
army. And you notice like they play a lot of those commercials doing like sports events because it is targeted to a young demographic. But I know Chris wanted to say something.
I'm saying like a great movie from the '90s. They actually made fun of that, and it's called In the Army.
In the army, who starred in that movie?
In the Army with what's his name?
In the Army. Make fun of it.
I know movie.
They make fun of it. It's like It's called In the Army, and it's by
Ash.
Damn, I forgot his name, yo.
Mm.
Pauly Shore.
Oh, Pauly Shore. Yo, I forgot all about Pauly Shore, man.
Because they made fun of the whole movie was just a whole mockery of it.
That's funny.
They did a song. Like,
Dang, I forgot about
like,
that's crazy.
They did the whole recruitment,
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks a year, and then all of a sudden they get pulled into the war. I forgot the name of it in the '90s. But you know they like made fun of it like super hard. It was like the funniest.
Yeah, like a little
the whole
parody of it. No, I bet Pauly Shore definitely. But I want to ask a question for Lenny though, man, because you didn't. I mean, I was going to ask you about does violence have an impact as far as like people when they watch television? But I believe you already answered that already, especially that you're able to see two different perceptions because you said you went to the UK and you saw a whole different perception of how television is presented opposed to here in the United States. One thing I want to point out, though, I think it's the reason why, first of all, they call it a TV program, and it's because it's to program you. If you really think about it, that's why it's called TV program. It's really to program you, and especially, targeting children because children definitely are the ones that are really targeted when it comes to television, especially advertisement. Because one thing I've learned, I mean, I'm an 80s, 90s baby. So, me growing up, I never had, there was no social media, there was no internet. It was just really television to, as a way to us, to quote unquote entertain us. But then I learned later as I got older that it's not, it's not there to entertain us. It's there to really sell us things because, TV channels rely on corporate.
Things in your head.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's what they really rely on, of getting those advertising money. You know what I'm saying? And this is why they strategically put a lot of these commercials, especially on a certain time that, they know already who's watching. You know what I'm saying? And, advertising, marketing, man, it's all psychology. And that's what I say that, television to me is the most powerful psychological weapon ever conceived of is television. Now it's changing now because now we have social media, which I think is taking over television. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? Me growing up, though.
Same format as television, except the social media, like Facebook TV and stuff like that is just something that you can control now. Like imagine watching television, but instead of like you were talking about before, the army advertisings that they would put during a football game. Yeah. Well, now, Facebook and Instagram and those social media platforms is the same. I consider it kind of the same form. It's the same ultimate goal to try to sell you something, to try to change your thoughts and stuff like that, except more specific to your demographic. Like if you're an African-American teen, or if you're a Hispanic teen, or if you're a white teen, now they could put specific advertisements or specific shows to those demographics and pay attention to the statistics and study them and all that stuff, to see who's more interested in what. Like one, I got the streaming or whatever from Spectrum, the mobile app or whatever, and the commercial I've been seeing lately was the Truth, I think, on MTV, and they were talking about how Juuls, the vape thingy, how they're specifically targeting Black young Americans and not no one else. Like they only want the Black young Americans to watch the commercials for Juul, not too much of the white people, probably the Hispanic, I'm assuming, yes. But, it's just crazy how, they're controlling the television to specifically, target certain demographics.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know if you ever watched, there's a series called Mad Men. It's actually based off of a true story.
Yeah, that was shot in my job.
Procter & Gamble is the biggest advertisement firm in the world. They actually own a lot of the products that we use at home because eventually most of these companies couldn't keep up with advertisement costs, so they bought them. They bought them out. So just to piggyback on what you were saying, Adueña, they definitely know how to target certain demographics. They definitely have the technology to target certain demographics. And if they want white people to see a certain commercial, guess what? It's gonna stream that way. Especially now that everybody has their personal information hooked up to their cable accounts. Roku, Fire Stick knows who the fuck you are. They know that Christine Rodriguez obviously is Latina, right? I mean, so they're gonna target you to put
They
Taco
got my
Bells
demographic,
and
Latina in the between the
Bell's
ages of
liquor in the
30 and
commercial.
34.
Yeah, they're gonna know that.
All that specific stuff. How many kids I have, if I'm into makeup or sports, or if I'm like gay or straight, like they know everything.
Collect all your data. That's how they make their money.
All your data is scary.
And they sell it.
And
what
they
I meant
sell
to
it.
say was that they have the technology to target specific groups of people and individuals too. They know what Lenny Koka likes. They're gonna target him. That's the reason why if you go on social media right now, there's probably something that we were speaking about on social media is gonna come up on your Instagram.
Happens to me every day.
Every day. Like if you
even if I used it in the past or whatever, it still pops up regardless.
It pops up because that's the reason why they call it a smartphone. TVs are smart TVs. We record information. Like our podcast is being recorded by my Samsung TV right now because it's on. All the information. When I turn that shit on, when I put it in a streaming service later on, I bet you I'm gonna get a couple of commercials in reference to a few things that we spoke about today. Well, it's used. It is the like John Tavar said. It is the number one psychological tool ever created. Images. Whenever you go to a psychologist or psychiatry, if you ever gone to one, or if you ever seen movies about it, or even done some research on it, psychiatrists they actually show people images to see where their thought patterns are. So imagine a television set that can show you millions of images in a matter of seconds. How is that going to affect you psychologically? Imagine a psychiatrist going like this to you, right? Showing you images. It's not as quick as a TV showing you a million images. So just imagine the strength that a TV has to psychologically influence you. It's showing you a million images per second. It's crazy.
And they're listening to you too. Like one time I was on a phone conversation with just a friend, just catching up or whatever. And we started talking about juicers, like a specific juicer. And I never looked at it online. My friend was just mentioning like, hey, maybe you should look into the Omega juicer. You know what I mean? Which is a really expensive juicer, which I got anyway. But it was funny. At the end of the conversation, I got on my Facebook and wasn't looking at juicers, was just looking at my Facebook just to, I don't know, see other stuff. And then the first ad that pops up is the Omega juicer. I was like, what? I never put that in my phone. The only time that ever came about was my friend mentioning to me like, hey, what about this? And then that's the first thing I pop up when I open my Facebook. I'm like, what the fuck? Were they listening to me? Were they listening to my phone conversation that I was having?
Well, the surveillance.
Yeah,
that's what Big Brother's listening.
Don't
even get me started with Alexa. Like I had my friend got Alexa. We had to get rid of that shit because we were having a conversation in his living room, and then Alexa just popped out talking about this.
Alexa collects all that data.
I was like, what
you can't talk about Alexa.
Like, bitch.
That's how they make it. They make it more accessible for everybody. That's how they do it. Like that's why Siri works the way she works. That's why Alexa works the way she works. Everybody wants to have their own version of an AI. You get what I'm saying? So all these movies that you see, you know, movies that we've seen in 2002 about AIs becoming, taking over the world or whatever, iRobot, stuff like that. It can happen. Obviously, you know, right now, you know, they're keeping it calm and collective, but you never know. By the time I'm like 70, 80, let's say, whatever, we got robots walking around. People got robots in factories. Factories work by themselves now. We don't have people working in factories. We probably have like 2 people in factories. You know what I mean? People, machines make cars. You get what I'm saying? There's different things. So it's all that. It's just going on and on. And obviously an AI will eventually, you know, I don't know if y'all seen that movie, AI, like that one.
Yeah.
There's an old one with the boy that, like, with Robin Williams, I think it is.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Like that one alone, that movie alone is scary as hell if you think about it. Like that shit is creepy. Like all that stuff, you know, it puts you in like, damn, what if that really happens? Like, damn, we passed out. But I mean, we gotta live with Siri now. We gotta live with Alexa and all that. But You know, we got Facebook and, you know, that whole situation where AOC was trying to stop that and the whole thing and all these different situations. But it is what it is. This is the world we live in. We got to deal with it. And who am I to stop it? I just want to make music for everybody to listen to.
I hear you.
You know what movie scares the shit out of me? WALL-E from Disney. That scares the shit out of me because it's like the planet is no longer can use its natural resources, and now you got to move out of the planet into outer space. And you know something that I've noticed because I'm in Orlando, and they announce in the local news each week the space shuttles are launching into the air. So they give you specific time, and I could just look outside my window and I'll see the shuttle.
Wow.
Like twice. Yeah. So now it's crazy because they haven't been sending up any shuttles at all until like the summertime this year. And then now all of a sudden, after months and months and months of no shuttles, now there's like twice a week, 3 times a week, all these shuttles that are going up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on up there? That's so I keep thinking about WALL-E, you know, like I never had a Disney movie scare the shit out of me.
but it makes you think.
It makes me think, hell yeah. I recorded it and everything. The shuttle, it looks really cool and all. Everybody is just like, oh, wow, it's so cool. But do you know what really is going on?
A lot of subliminal messages. Pay attention to the messages.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
I just finished that series.
God damn. That was scary. Like, this came out of left field.
That was crazy.
We'll check this out.
I know what was happening. I just finished a series called The 100, and it takes place in like 30, 31 or something like that. I don't know. But it pretty much, Earth is not, everybody lives in space, and they send 100 kids down to Earth to see if it's inhabitable, like if they could live there. And then the show develops into like this whole other scenario where AI chips, and it gets like very intense, where it goes from humans to where you just become like a thought process in a sense, like transcendent, like kind of thing.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Your consciousness is passed into a machine.
Like it shows like humans aren't ready because humans, all they do is fight wars and stuff like that. So the whole show has to do with, are they ready for the next step in human life, transcendent? Like, are they able to do that? Can we become that and live forever in a sense? And people are saying like in the show, it's kind of like no, because we're humans and we tend to fight a lot, and you know, we don't know what's real, we don't know what's right, and all war is just, everybody wants war, nobody wants peace, and they try to get peace from war. If you follow my drift, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like, are we ready for that? For that to be real?
I mean, people that follow alien life, they say that one of the reasons why they haven't intervened or even like gave us like knowledge or anything, like, you know, from outer space, is because they feel like we're still like immature to a certain extent. To the rest of the universe, humanity is very immature, and until we learn how to live in harmony, they're not gonna speak to us. Supposedly, that's what they say. I don't know.
I think I heard we're only using like 10% of our brain.
They say that we only use like 2% of our brains.
Well, 10%, 10 to 15%.
There you go, right? So, you know, like we don't use all 100%. So if we did, they'd be different. So
yeah, well, I won't be surprised.
I use 60% of my brain. What are you talking about?
Get the fuck out of here, you fucking liar. Like 9% and a half. 9.5%. No, I'm joking.
They say like if we use 100%, we can levitate. Like
exactly.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. We have so much power. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you know
they don't want us to have that much power.
If you think about the human brain,
it'll be too crazy. It'll be like
crazy. We'll be too smart.
Well, like the movie Limitless. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Limitless.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Limitless.
Is that the movie?
Okay. It's great.
The movie, there's another one. I forgot. Anyways, I think it's called She. No.
Oh, the female actress. I think
with Black Widow from Avengers. Got her name.
Black Widow from
Yeah, her.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Google.
Let me Google. But one thing is for certain though. I mean, listen, we're definitely there's going to be humans in Mars in about 15 years from now. That's for sure. I can guarantee you that. There's a reason why though, because this Earth is definitely depleting. It's definitely depleting, and it's because of us, of how we've been damaging this earth.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, you know, these are things that, you know, we got to be more attentive of. But they're not going to present this in television, obviously. They're not going to really, you know,
Yeah, they're not
forecast
going to
that.
tell us. It'll cause a
You know?
panic.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, again, though, television is a weapon, though. It's a weapon that's been used against us since the beginning, you know. And I definitely want to just ask this to Lenny, though. How does TV impact our culture, though, in general, though?
TV impacts us, obviously, with everything that we spoke about. There's just like, it really, there's so many different things that TV does, like from toys to just even music. They, you know, obviously TV, I mean, because a lot of TV's less now, because everything's more like YouTube or like on the internet, obviously, and that's where all the ads are at. And I could put my own ad of my music on somebody else and somebody will see it. You know, I just pay whatever, Facebook or whoever it is to show my thing, and then I could probably impact somebody else. But I know TV has always impacted me, like, oh, I want this. Kids like, oh, I want this Nerf gun. You know what I mean? And then boom, that leads to, you know, I want a real gun. You know what I mean? When I was young, because, you know, yeah, I say, yeah, you know, sometimes I'd be like, yeah, I want a gun, you know. And then as a kid, I was like, oh, I wanted those toy guns. So me and my boys used to play with toy guns. Some other kids nowadays, they don't play with toy guns, but a lot of kids play with tablets and all that. And they always playing like Fortnite and all these different things real young. So, and that's also violence. So I feel like TV is always going to promote, especially in America, it's always going to be violence. Always, always. Even there's no blood in Fortnite, it's still violence. It's always going to do it. America is a violent country. This is all they want for us to do. They don't want us to be peaceful, in a sense. It's always going to be like this. And I'm not saying I have a problem with it, but I'm not saying I don't have a problem with it, because I don't want to say too much and then FBI guy texts me.
They all want us to be violent, like
it's always gonna be like,
say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna walk outside my house, get into my car, and then I'm gonna get pulled over, and then that's it. And then you'll never see Lenny Koka again.
Oh, man.
You'll see ads
That don't happen, man.
No, it's not gonna happen. We good. I talk very nice to police officers.
But I was gonna talk about what I was gonna say earlier regarding, you hit some points there. There is a story. There's actually a documentary on it. The CIA and the FBI, knew how strong television was, and a long time ago they infiltrated Hollywood to actually give us like small doses of like information. So you see when you see those movies that have like subliminal messages, and then 10 years later, an object or an idea that was in that movie actually becomes reality. It's because that's how they give us information. They give it to us in small doses. So supposedly, the FBI and the CIA, they're involved with Hollywood in a secret project to release those type of ideas and information to us. So it's not, it might sound like a conspiracy theory, but it's actually a documentary on Netflix.
Exactly. All the video calls and movies from the 90s. Remember that? All the videos, video call. Look what we could do right now. We could literally get into a video call with each other. It's the same thing.
FaceTime.
They said it a long time ago. We know they knew it was gonna happen. So, they probably did have it during that time. Some companies are probably ahead of everybody else. You know what I mean? They could be on like like where you could set up a hologram in somebody's room and I could be there talking to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All that stuff. The Star Wars, you know what I mean? That alone. You know
military,
what I mean? Things
the
like
military gets technology like 15 or 20 years before we do, just to test it out. The military.
Yeah.
They do. So what they do is, like earlier, La Dueña said that, they know that we will panic. We'll panic. We can't retain all that information all at once. So what they do is they give it to us in little small portions. You know what I mean? Small portions.
To see how
a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Then they put the sauce in, they turn the pot around, and voila, you got a full meal 10 years later. That's what they do, man. And they do it because they know that human behavior normally doesn't like a sudden change. Most humans do not like sudden change. So that's why they give us information in little small packets.
I believe they suppress a lot of information purposely, not only just because people are not able to really grasp it, but it can also be a setback to fire back, because if like that type of information that could be exposed and people actually see that and actually know, that could actually go against them. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, again, though, it's a lot of, even movies from the 80s, you're talking about like the 90s. I remember watching Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was just thinking that's great.
That movie was crazy.
Weeks ago.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
And look at society now, man. Like, it's just crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They set them like that, and that whole like situation, like what's real, what's fake, and then you finally realize what's real and what's fake. It's crazy.
It is. It definitely is, man.
I mean, look at the movie. Anyone remember the movie Outbreak? I think that was like in the 1995 or something like that, with Dustin Hoffman, and how that pertains to what's going on today with the virus.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a lot of messages that they definitely put out there, though. You just got to really pay attention and just like, just again, like focus on what's like the hidden message behind those type of movies.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is that not a lot of the normal average American or the normal average person won't get it, because we're only using 10% of our brain. So, you know what I mean? I think they do it to try to get like a reaction from us to see how many people will cause a stampede if this movie Outbreak comes out, or, if they make a newer version of that movie, because it, how it relates to what's really going on right now with the pandemic.
And I agree. Well, there was this actual study, though, as you said that right now. I'm just thinking about the study that was done a few years ago in Japan, though, and there was studying a group of kids that were watching television versus group of kids that were reading books, and how the brain affects their growth as far as their brain. When kids are watching television, the actual their front lobe, I believe it affects them where they can't really verbally reason, because again, when watching television, you're not really pausing and thinking about what just happened. You just keep watching. When you read a book, you tend to pause and kind of like question them. You know what I'm saying? Like, why this happened? And you get more into that character mode.
Yeah, the TV goes too fast. It's like throwing all these images and everything that's like written in the book. It's like throwing it at you in these picture images, because we're stupid. We're only using 10% of our brain, so we could consume it faster. You know what I mean? But there are like side effects to that. That's probably why people who are reading the book, like you said, they have time to stop and think and like
process more.
Exactly. And it's like you're creating your own experience with that book. Like you and me, John, we could be reading the same exact book, but I'm going to vividly imagine this book probably a little bit more differently than you, because I'm creating my own image and you're creating your image. But with television, it's different. They're forcing a specific image that they want you to see. Like if they want to force pain, if they want you to see pain on the TV, then you're going to feel the pain faster than you reading the book, and it'll have more of a psychological effect.
Absolutely. And that's why the book is always better than the movie anyway. I've always seen the book.
Yeah.
It's always better than the movie.
But listen, I'm trying to make a question for you, La Dueña.
I'm really big on film.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has a question for La Dueña.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
He came in from Cool Runnings. Not Cool Runnings, Total Recall. But anyway, sorry, Lenny, you was going to say something?
No, I was saying I'm really big on films, and it is true. Books are usually better than movies, because you come up with your own like visual way and stuff like that. Like obviously, like just for example, Batman movies, right? The ones in the 90s aren't as good as the one that came out not too long ago with like Heath Ledger as Joker and all of those. were like super crazy, and that's because that director saw it a different way than the other director saw the Batman. So that's always one. That's an example I always use, where this director pretty much took the Batman concept and really put it in like New York in a sense. But the other one, he kind of kept it very like, all right, just the comic way. But this one was more, this shit could happen in America. This is how fucked up the world can get. This is that. I'm really big on those trilogies of the Dark Knight. So I've watched those back and forth, and I can really see like how crazy it gets. So with that director, Christopher Nolan, taking it like that and putting it in his own way and connecting it with real life, it's scary because it's like, you know, we don't got a Dark Knight. We don't have somebody that can protect us. You know, we have police officers that are not really doing anything in certain places who are actually killing us. So we don't know, you know, stuff like that. So what are we gonna do? We're selfless. We can't do anything, and it's scary, you know, day to day. And we have to kind of like just listen to what the government and all this is throwing at us, and we just have to play our part in a sense. And it's
crazy. It's crazy that you mentioned the Dark Knight, because one of the greatest scenes to me in cinematic history is when Joker and Batman first have the conversation in the interrogation room. And basically the entire conversation that Joker's telling him, he's like telling him facts. And you know, you also look at, when you're younger, you see the hero as being faultless. But as you get older, you realize that why the villain did what he did. And then you start to side with the villain. Like, this person had a specific reason. And the Joker just wanted to see the world burn. Some people, they just, you know, they've gone through so much in their life. They're just at that point where it's just like, I'm just going to mess with the human psyche. And Joker was, you know, his whole entire role is he's not really a bad guy. He's only Batman's adversary. That's it. You know, he's only there to cause chaos for Batman and nobody else. Because once Batman's not there, Joker is lifeless, and he's even said it. He's, you know, you complete me, you make who I am.
Like, he don't want money. He don't want anything. He just wants to show you this is what the real world is. Exactly. It's fucked up, and this is what it is. I don't want anything. Like, I don't want anything. I just want you to see what I see. Can you actually look at it? And then that's why all the movies don't really end on a good note, in a sense. They kind of just end on a like, all right, like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. The victor is what it is.
But that's what it is at the end of the day. That's how it's always going to be. Even they make you think, even the third movie, the one with Bane, where Bane is actually pretty much beating up Batman, and the cops and the bad guys are going against each other, and it's like, fuck, what do I do? Like who am I? Am I the cops? Am I the other people? Where does my role stand? Where do I stand in this? So
let's talk about
stuff like that, and that's how tons of movies.
So let's talk about Thanos. Let's talk about Thanos and his character in Infinity War. You know, if you've never seen Infinity War, it's one of the greatest. He's another bad guy that wasn't really a bad guy, because he came from a place where, like this, like you know, like how it is now, where we're eating up all the resources. And he, in his mind, he's like, okay, I want to save our race, but the only way that I can save our race is to kill half the population. So that half of the population can survive. They called him a radical. They called him crazy. So he spent his entire life trying to get the Infinity Stones to be able to wipe out half of existence, because he felt like people, or, you know, sentient beings, were going to eat up everything and then just die off anyway.
So,
you know, in a sense, Lenny, or a sense if you guys think about it, is he really bad for wanting to do that? Because sometimes in order to save someone, you have to make the tough decision. Yeah. You know, because sometimes is the
that's
good
why
of
I'm
the
gonna
whole.
save you right now, and we have an episode about comic books another time, right, buddy?
Outrageous.
Come
No,
on,
but
you
I'm saying
outrageous.
I get what you're saying, like, because then it
I
also,
don't know,
it also goes
But that's
back
it ties into
goes back to
TV. That's
Christianity and all that. It
Yeah,
also goes
and-
back to that's where it starts from, where obviously the Old Testament, where Noah's Ark, I mean, New Testament and all that stuff, where the 40 days, 40 nights, he wiped everything, keep only this certain amount of animals, whatever, and then we have to repopulate, stuff like that. So it's in a sense like that, but it's told in totally different ways. You know what I mean? Everybody tells it in a different way. And then obviously somebody saying, okay, this is bad, okay, but then this is good. But then my people might say, no, that's good, but that's bad. It depends on how you look at it. And that's how everything plays its part. But everything also comes from the like obviously the Bible or whatever you read, the Quran, anything that whatever religion you come from, they always talk about, the beginning of time and how it was made, even if you believe in science, you know what I mean? So it's all of it starts from somewhere. And that's where
how you
these
look.
ideas and the comics and all this stuff comes from.
There's a structure to everything. There's a structure to everything. We've been conditioned to a structure. There's a particular system in place that we have to follow. That's why advertisement firms, people who run television, they decide what we watch, what's good for us, what's bad for us, and what's going to make us happy or sad. They use that mechanism, you know what I'm saying, to control our lives. Believe it or not. That's basically how it goes. Like we're actually doing the same thing right now. We have probably a few people watching us who are like kind of like psychologically like influencing them right now. So imagine a big network like Fox News or CNBC. They have a bigger platform. They could do that to millions of people. We're only doing it to a few thousand. So just think about it. It's possible. It's not a conspiracy theory. People think that we're jumping into rabbit holes sometimes, but the shit is real, bro. The shit really does exist.
The power is transitioning, especially now, from TV into social media marketing because they could target you better. You know what I mean? Like one statistic is Facebook's daily active users increased by 8% this year from 2018, which used to be, I think, 1.5 billion users on Facebook. And then now today, December 2020, it went up to 2.41 billion. That's a huge jump. And that's more people that they could target and influence, and as time moves on and people are moving, probably more away from the television into social media, but you're seeing social media replacing TV, like now they have Facebook TV, now they have, what is it? I think Instagram has it also, where you can watch like stories and television and you take the television clips and just transfer it onto social media where they could, track you down. Like, they know that I'm watching, I don't know, I was just watching 16 and Pregnant on MTV. You know what I mean? And then I jump onto Instagram and now I'm seeing 16 and Pregnant advertising. And I'm just like.
That's a funny ass show, by the way.
It's crazy. It's crazy that you said that because Facebook was dying out for a while. And it was going to die out, right?
By the way, Chris,
all of a sudden, Facebook comes back. They buy Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
They buy WhatsApp.
Yep.
So WhatsApp, right? And then now Facebook is like Tumblr. It's like a blog. It's like we share everything. Because even me, I'm all on Facebook OD. I'm sharing funny stuff, all this different things. But Facebook was dying out. Because when I was in high school, Facebook was lit. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, oh, Facebook, no more MySpace. Going to Facebook is lit. No Skonex or whatever, all that, this and that, wherever. Facebook was the hottest thing. And then then Facebook became, just for the old, like our parents or whatever are on Facebook, so they get to do this. But now there's mad young people again. And Instagram, now it's all connected. And then WhatsApp. And then now we get on Facebook, I can see crimes or the news stuff that happened before it even pops up on my TV. Like what happened down the block on my Facebook before I even see it on the news. I'm like on like Citizens app or whatever. I see it on Facebook already. Like three people shot in Brooklyn, East New York, whatever. I already saw it there. Like, oh, yo, they shot 3 people. Oh yeah, it's just on the news right now. I just saw it 5 minutes ago. It's crazy. Like it's crazy. Like it happens all the time.
They call that
the news spread like wildfire in New York, then in Jersey, then down here to Florida, then around the world.
Yeah, there's it's called there's this theory on in certain like college classrooms. It's called the instant effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like I should look it up. Yeah, the instant effect, where people just need instant gratification. That's
Mm-hmm.
what technology has made us.
Well, especially the generation of people though, because honestly, I think for me at least, I can survive without it. I mean, there's plenty of times that I, didn't have my phone and there was no Wi-Fi. But I'm pretty sure a person that's born in generation, they'll go crazy if there's no
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi or they can't get access to, their social media account, whatever the case is.
Yeah,
And it becomes become zombies.
yeah, they
Again,
do.
It's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? And
Is it-
advertising definitely has a lot into your choices. That's why, people get a little offensive when I say that, we don't really have choices. Our choices are really influenced by what is really exposed to us. And
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
advertising. Advertising
Yeah.
subconsciously has a big impact of how we decide how we make our choices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you watched a commercial that made you cry?
Yeah.
I cry a lot, so I know.
Come on, you're a
Like,
girl.
you
Of
see
course,
those-
you cry.
Shut up. You know those commercials.
But you don't got. I don't believe in that whole like toxic masculinity thing where it's like you can't say that you don't cry because I feel like guys
I cry.
they cry.
Nelson's just frying. He
I
cried.
cry.
I saw him cry yesterday.
Like,
Shut
they
up.
I
gotta
was
stop
watching.
lying like ASAP. They have to stop lying now because I can give you like 4 movies that at the end is like fuck yo that shit hurt me like you know what I mean like shit is
Oh,
crazy.
I was watching The
Marley and
Sopranos the
Me.
other day, and I was
If you ever
crying.
seen Marley and Me, that shit is crazy. Marley and Me, the dog movie, is like oh my god, like, that. Like at the end
Oh,
of the
I Am
movie,
Legend.
is it a dog movie?
I can't see the
that was
scene
like
with
one
the
of the
dog.
first movies that I
Can't
was
see
like
it.
bawling, crying. It was crazy. Marley and Me is one of those that's like, damn, yo. So like,
said a tear,
people be
Lenny?
like, nah, I'm a tough dude. Fuck out of here. I don't cry, nigga. You lying, bro. I put money. If you have a baby, you gonna cry. The first day born, something like that. You never know, bro. It's like
That
your best
movie-
friend died, you gonna cry. It's the same thing. It's all
in
there.
that movie,
like,
Bad
Power
Santa.
of Television.
I agree.
That
yeah.
movie, Bad Santa. I cried. You ever
Bad
seen Bad
Santa?
Santa?
You crying, Nelly?
Yeah, when the little fat boy left him alone with the Santa didn't come see him. Remember? You remember that movie?
I know what movie you're talking about. It's
I know it was started. I forgot
No,
the guy,
Nelson,
guy
you
that
don't
had
cry.
that scene with Halle Berry. But I mean, yeah, you're right. But I think it goes with culture though, because we're taught not to cry. As far as men, you know what I'm saying? We can't express our emotions.
obviously,
It's not.
I feel like we all grow up like
masculine.
that, but it's our turn to kind of like, don't pass that on. Honestly, I think you shouldn't pass that on. Like, let your kid be who the hell they want to be. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's not the end of the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're still gonna be your kid. It's still gonna be your blood. You know what I mean? All you gotta just show them is how to live. That's it. Show them how to live. You don't have to show them how to
the right
fundamentals.
just show them how to live correctly, not show them how to live exactly how you live. Because then that's like now you're just developing exactly how you want them to grow up. Because you know what I mean? There's certain things that I was taught that I was like, that's not cool, and I don't really fuck with that. So I was just like, I'm not going that way. I'm gonna do this. Like, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of shit. Like, and because I was a teacher. I was a substitute teacher.
Okay.
So I've had all types of kids. Yeah. I was a substitute teacher. I used to work for a charter school. So I had tons of kids. I've had transgender kids. I had all types of kids. You know what I mean? And those kids would get along. Like, they would say he, like, use his pronoun and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And nobody said anything. Obviously, there was those one that wanted to be hood. Like, I'm from the streets, and I know you're not hood because where I'm from, you talk like that, you get punched in your face. So when certain kids try to say certain things, I have to put them in their place. Like, nah, you're not a tough guy. You come to this school, you're not a tough guy. So you need to stop that right now, and get in reality. You need a reality check.
That's
somebody got to tell him. I had rough kids that have tried to swing on me. Stuff like that. I've dealt with like a whole bunch of high school kids. I did all this stuff growing up. Like, I worked in summer camps and with kids that come from foster homes and different things. So I've dealt with like different types of students. So I see all these different type of kids, and they all turn out differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you can't knock them for that. You know, they're not gonna be the way their parents said. Oh, we want you to do this. You need to be this. You need to do that. No, they never do. And if they, the more the parents say do this, they're not gonna do it. So just be their parent. Just love them regardless. Just love them. Simple. You know what I mean? You don't need to do so much. Just love them.
A reality check. You know who had a reality check today? Chris Ryder. He thought he was nice with the knife. Almost got his fucking.
I thought you were holding a potato.
The guru butcher here almost cut his fucking finger off.
It hurts like fucking hell though.
I can see it in your face.
Ay, Tito.
Like this.
Oh, pobrecito. Sana colito.
Part of the job description, though, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, it's once every couple of years you get a big one. You know, any butcher or chef, they'll tell you like, you know, you look at it like, oh, that's a good one. You got yourself real good. That's like how it is. It's not even like, oh my God. It's like, damn kid, that was a doozy. You know, I had a doozy.
Were you laughing or were you crying?
Yeah, I was more like, really? Like, because when it happened, I immediately grabbed my hand and I was like, oh, God. It's more of an inconvenience than an actual, like, oh my God, your fingers? Nah, it's like more like.
Chris Ryder was like
really? I gotta be annoyed. I gotta be annoyed and I can't work like I want for the next like week or so. You know, because it's real tender, so it's like it's gonna hinder my work for like a week, but it's nothing. I've had it before, so.
I was cooking one time and I was so happy because I just got my nails done, and I'm so happy that I cut my skin versus cutting my nails. You know, I guess it's just a girl thing. It doesn't make any sense, but you know, it's just.
I've had that.
Like, yes, my $100 nails didn't get scratched. All right, I'm bleeding like a motherfucker, but my nails is okay. That's all that matters.
$100.
Yo, I've known people who've actually like, or I've heard stories where people got the bandsaw like in their hands, or like cut fingertips off. Like it's
crazy.
You know, when it happens, it's like, you know, I'm like, I was more like, I'm like, all right, I just need like glue, like to like, you know, put it in and just like put a Band-Aid and I'll be fine. Like I'm just go back to work. But they're like, nah, man, you got stitches. I'm like, I gotta go to urgent care, get stitches, deal with the jokes. Like, one dude, one of the chefs came up to me and was like, yo, I thought you died. I was like, what are you talking about? I died. Yo, I was gone for 2 hours and the entire store heard about it. I'm like,
damn.
Like emails went out like, oh, you have to wear cut gloves. I'm like, damn, wasn't that serious? But
were you embarrassed?
You get made fun of. Like when you cut yourself pretty badly, you get made fun of. That's a part of it's
part of the butcher culture.
The
butcher chefs. I mean, butcher chefs are the same thing. Like chefs get cut too, and they get pretty nice doozies, but they get burned a lot. So that's something I can't deal with.
The game was over for you.
Like
what happened, brother?
I see what you mean. I think I'd rather get cut than burned.
Cooking.
Yo, dude, this one chef that I know, this good friend of mine, he burnt his whole hand. So like he had like a whole hand that was burnt bad. I'm like, dude, you ain't going to the hospital? It's like, nah, I'm just gonna put anti-ointment. I'm like, damn, dude, like, but like nothing. There's dudes that take hot on that. They take hot trays out the thing with their fingers, no gloves, nothing, just, and they don't feel it because they've already burnt all the feeling from their fingertips already.
Oh my god!
What the
hell? Have you ever been around like hot fucking like grills? That shit is like heat, like right in your face.
Crazy, man.
I just be like, damn, how can y'all sit there for 8 hours?
Does anyone like burn their eyebrows off?
Did they give you any meds?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're kind of delusional on that, brother.
Nah,
you kind of look out of whack. Kind of whack. You're like,
man.
There's a lot of blood there.
I'm working 10-hour to 11-hour days, man, out here. Yeah. You know, there's nobody else but me.
You probably lost a pint of blood off your finger. You're like kind of dizzy and shit. Anyway, I hope your finger gets better, brother. We'll see you back in recovery. Lenny Koka in the building. Let's drop your social media information, where to contact you, where they can get your music at.
Lenny Koka.
So it's at Lenny Koka, LennyKoka. That's everywhere. You can find me. Type me in on Google, Lenny Koka. I'm there everywhere.
All platforms you can catch us.
Lenny just said
Lenny
Google
Koka,
me, bitch.
social media, everything, the whole 9 yards. Google that shit, motherfucker. Yeah, for real.
Don't forget to get our shirts.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the Heartbreak Kid.
Right there. Don't forget to get the Underground Heartbreak
that movement, man. You guys got
Underground Heartbreak.
Where can we get this at?
Right here.
Merch.
You can get it at Underground Heartbreak on Instagram.
Okay.
DM them and we'll get you a shirt. We have a lot coming out.
Yeah,
So
so this
right now.
For us, we have a website. We just opened up our website, thenattheroundtable.com. For you guys can get the merch there too. You guys, Lenny Koka and the Underground Heartbreak. But the rest of the world can get merch, t-shirts, hoodies. We got cases for phones. We have everything on thenattheroundtable.com. You guys can visit there. You know what I'm saying? Show support. We need to continue to, support the movement, right? Some way.
Ya tú sabes.
Yeah, so anybody looking to get something at the Round Table merch, just go there real quick. But let's do our final thoughts. We usually do a final thought regarding the topic of the day. So Lenny Koka, you were our guest today, so we're gonna let you start off, brother.
So television. Hopefully you'll see me on television and you won't be prone to do anything crazy, but prone to be yourself. Simple. So hopefully I don't fall short and become the program. So all right. So if you see Lenny Koka, just know that I'm promoting peace. All right. And that's what I'm here.
Watch, don't let Scientology snatch you up, brother.
No Scientology. I'm good.
That's another scam. Man.
Tom Cruise. I don't need Tom Cruise. No, I'm good. I feel like Cruise.
So jumping on the couches.
Don't be out there eating placentas and shit.
Oh my God. I'm good. Hopefully I just get a Netflix. I love Netflix, so hopefully I'm on Netflix.
Or when we open up dinner at the Round Table, like exclusively, don't come and try to like laser us like Tom Cruise did.
No, I won't.
For Winfrey.
I will not. I will. If I'm on television, hopefully I'll be saying something. Oh, Christmas special coming up, something like that. Maybe I'll be a host. You know what I mean? For like a show or something.
But real quick,
or maybe I'll be on TV, but I will not be on Love and Hip Hop. So hopefully I won't.
I'm with you now. I'm like culture down doing that, man. Yeah.
That actress from
ratchetness. That's another way to promote ratchetness, but yeah.
I love it hip hop.
Oh my God.
I'm not a huge fan of that. Maybe MTV Raps will come back by the time I'm on TV. That'd be hot.
MTV Raps.
I love that. I love MTV Raps.
I miss those.
But
or maybe we'll see you in the MTV or the uncut.
Oh,
the actress from that sitcom, The King of Queens. She was heavily into the Scientology thing.
On Netflix.
You got a Netflix.
Yeah, she fucking like
Leah Remini.
Yeah, Leah Remini. Leah Remini. I think it's
Remini. Yeah, something like that. She got her own show on Netflix. I'm watching that.
She does the Scientology and how they all like the falls of Scientology and shit.
And it's crazy that that was based off a science.
I seen the episode and I was like, I'm not fucking with it. It's crazy. She like
based on a science fiction book.
What's his name? Ron Hubbard. I forgot the guy who founded it. I actually did a research paper about it in college about Scientology, and I exposed the hell out of it.
It's about Dianetics. It's about Dianetics.
Yeah, but Ryan, what's his guy?
Hubbard.
He made.
He's the creator.
So much money.
Hubbard, something like that.
Yeah.
He actually it was a famous quote. Why write a science fiction book when I can just create my own religion? And he said that. He said that publicly.
Oh.
And look what he did.
And it's like, and it's just like the cult following. You know, I love a cult following, but if I become a cult leader, I don't want to go crazy with that because I know you guys heard of Jim Jones with that whole situation.
Oh yeah,
that's another crazy situation.
Imagine that.
Where he pretty much, the U.S. Army was coming to take him out, and he killed everybody. It's like drink the Kool-Aid, and everybody goes by.
Did it?
So how easy?
I mean, I want a cult following, but if you got to follow me so much to do that, it's just too crazy. I can't,
That just
I
proves
can't have
how
that
many
on my
people
time.
are easily influenced, especially by
people
something
are
simple as television.
easily influenced. It's true. Yeah.
It's so crazy. How many people died in that situation? Like a couple hundred or something?
Yeah, a lot of people though. Hundreds of people.
lot.
They gave the babies, everybody drank some Kool-Aid and they was all gone before the army came. It's crazy.
Some Kool-Aid. Yo, but the guy's name, the founder of Scientology is Ron Hubbard. He believed in Dianetics. Dianetics is a study of mental strength that you can basically
I read the book.
your mental strength to change everything in your life, like with positivity. And basically they basically believe that they're immortal, that they just have they live forever, like their soul lives forever, and they just embody different physical things. So they just here in the human body for now. When they pass away, they're gonna jump into another human body, or maybe in a rock. They might end up in a rock for 20 years or a tree.
Whatever is true about whatever's true about what happens after you pass away, it is what it is. We won't know. So there's so many different ideas that people, many different things that people say happens. It is what it is. Live life, enjoy your life. That's how I look at it. Enjoy what you do. Love yourself, right? It's about loving yourself first before you love anybody else. And then just live your life day to day. Don't be so stressed. Take a deep breath. Start over. And here we are. What you got to do? Lenny Koka. Heartbreak. What can I say?
The funniest quote that the founder actually had himself was, Scientology means knowing about knowing, the science of knowledge. What the fuck does that supposed to mean? That guy was a cuckoo bird for sure.
They tend to be, a lot of them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, for sure. But La Dueña, since you're our first lady here at Dinner Toronto podcast.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Shit, we want to let you pop off with the final thought.
My final thought is be observant of who you listening to, whether it's the news, whether it's TV, whether it's social media. You know what I mean? The TV could be lying to you. Social media could be lying to you.
I could be lying
to me. I saw you cry yesterday. Don't lie. Don't be lying to me. But, just be observant of where you get your information from. Like me, I just always question oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. You know what I mean? You don't have to just be like, no, that's bullshit. You lying. Just be observant where you get your information. Research it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always research everything to double check it. I don't know if I trust it.
Yeah, me too.
You got to do it.
I always even try, with my son. I have a 17-year-old, and when he comes back at me with certain politic information and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't pay attention to that too much. Just be careful. Be observant where you're getting your information from, because lies can spread, and before you know it, you're gonna be cuckoo, 70 years old, screaming at the television.
Yeah. You're gonna be saying things
it's crazy.
Throwing stuff at the television, right? Everyone actually throws stuff at the screen. Act like it's gonna change anything.
I got a television graveyard here. I got
oh my god, man.
Jesus. All right, man.
Anyways, I'm done.
Mr. Fingerless over there. Turn, buddy.
So
Fingerlingaling, got something?
Cut me off. I was trying to say was that if you look at the history of television, you see that the good guy was always clear cut, no matter what. No flaws. He was a superhero. And the bad guy was always the bad guy. He was out to destroy. No questions asked. I feel like now we're getting into more of a reality with television, where they're starting to push the narrative that the good guy might not be as good and the bad guy might not be as bad. And it's crazy how that dynamic has changed over the last 10, 20 years. If you look at the Looney Tunes, there's so many subliminal messages from the Looney Tunes, and all of us here grew up on the Looney Tunes. We were we were seen to look at Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny, Donald, all these guys, and Daffy Duck. And then when now as adults, I think Chappelle said it best. He was like, when he was watching a cartoon with one of his kids, he was like, yo, what the fuck? I'm never gonna let you watch this shit. This shit's crazy. And then one of his specials, he really said that. And it's like, you analyze now, you're like, yo, we were allowed to watch this shit as kids? And it's crazy how it's crazy. Like even Disney movies, like it's so much death in those movies. It's like, fucking, I remember I think Mr. Burns, he had a meme on his page. He was like, yo, how this dude kill his brother and then try to kill his nephew? Like, this is some real sick shit. And he's like, man, I'm watching The Lion King. And that's dynamic. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, and it's crazy how like that dynamic, has changed. It's the hero isn't such a hero anymore, and the bad guy is not such a bad guy. And I think it fits with more the reality of the day, because it gives you reasons behind why people are the way they are. And movies and TV shows like The Simpsons is one of the greatest, subliminal shots TV shows in the history. Like, you see so much that's going on now, they can pinpoint it back to certain episodes, and all versus, various cartoons that make fun of virtually everything. And TV has shaped and evolved and grown so much. Like, you look at a movie in the 80s and you think today, like, how was that even possible? Like, how could you, look at the three ninjas. Like, how can an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid beat up a grown-ass man? Like, it was that dynamic of putting that magic into your head as a kid to say that, this can be done, when in reality it's not. And nowadays I feel like TV is more shaped in reality rather than fantasy. So it's, the dynamic of TV throughout the years has changed to nowadays where it's like more reality based. But look at, like I say, always, think about what you see, look at what you know, and come up to the conclusion on your own. To just always understand that nothing is as it seems.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is always right there in front of you, because the greatest way to hide something is in plain sight.
Yeah, man, damn, that was a good final thought, brother.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. Stop clapper.
There you go, man. You got it right, brother. You got it good, brother. But listen, John Tavares.
Yeah. I mean, listen, my final thought pretty much: the revolution would not be televised.
Right. I was waiting for it.
You know what I mean?
That shit was heavy on the George Floyd protest, though. That shit was heavy. The revolution would not be televised.
Would not be televised, right? But I mean, I mean, obviously, like I said earlier, right? I'm an 80s, 90s baby, so that's all we had growing up was television. But now, we're living in a different, age where now we don't have to. We just rely on television. But I would say, like, I mean, for me, I mean, now as an adult, and as a young adult as well, like, I rarely watch television now. Like, I'm really not big on television. I'm so behind so many shows. Like, the only show I watch on television that I actually pay for the subscription is Power, which I gotta actually unsubscribe because they actually stopped filming because of the COVID-19. But that was like the only television show that I really watch, and documentaries that I think, could be interesting to watch. But other than that, I mean, I don't really watch television like that. I'm really into, like, reading books. And I mean, listen, man, one thing about television, like, I tried it one time. Don't laugh at me. But you know how you got the volume button to raise the volume? I was trying to raise the intelligence level on the television, but it didn't work. They had the option called brightness, but it didn't work either. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't, you know what I mean? Try to raise the intelligence when it comes to television. So with books, I mean, that's my thing. I mean, what I'll tell people, man, just kind of, keep it balanced. For me, though, books is a hardbound drug with no danger of overdose. I'm a happy victim of books. I'm happy to say that. So yeah, just keep it, just keep it balanced. That's all it is. Just keep it balanced. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if you want to, just make sure you guys able to balance yourself and, television is a controlling mechanism as far as controlling the perception of certain things. They want you to really look at society. So I always tell people, just keep an open mind and don't just follow what you see on television. Just come up I think Chris Ryder said it. Come up with your own conclusion, and always assess everything that comes across you. Never allow anything bypass you. So that's my final thought.
Awesome, man, for sure. So my final thought is, man, just remember whatever you put up with, that's what you're gonna end up with. So just try to do your due diligence, and also and always have a open mindset, and understand that sometimes things that are put in front of you are not the real deal. It's not the real deal. It can be something else. So just do your research, inform yourself, educate yourself, and be unique in the sense, right? Do your own research and be your own critic, and be just all you can be. That's basically my final thought. Yeah, man. So Lenny Koka on the building, man. Dinner at the Round Table podcast, man.
Koka.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Once again. Always, definitely.
No doubt, man. It's a pleasure having you here, man.
Keep doing your thing, my brother, man. Keep doing your thing. You're definitely killing it, man.
I got a video coming, so definitely I got everything coming. So and a lot more music, and you're gonna see Underground Heartbreak going crazy this year. So for sure.
Keep us posted.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely keep y'all posted. I'll send y'all everything. So definitely. So at Lenny Koka everywhere. So thank you for having me at the round table.
For sure, man. We're gonna end it off with Center of Attention, which is one of Lenny Koka's singles right now. It's popping. This is my favorite one right here. You already know what it is. We out of here,
my
man.
newest one.
La Dueña signing out.
Signing out, man.
Hasta la vista, baby.
My message to all of y'all. You heard? Hasta la vista. So, Chris, I'll see you here in New York, brother. Ciao.
Peace. Oh, man. There you go. He's back on. He's back on.
He's back on. Hey there, little buddy. All right, yeah.
I'm the showstopper. I'm the center of attention. Oh, I'm a showstopper. I'm the center of attention. Oh, I said these days it feel like everybody's watching me. Oh, I said these days it feel like everybody's watching me. Oh, I said these days ain't nothing ever been the same since I came. I saw and conquered, I'm honored. I feel like I just won me an Oscar. Then I had to skirt, get your feelings hurt. Right after this perk settles in, so I know it worked. It takes a second, baby, you could be my nurse. You like the way that I talk, I can't help that I flirt. I'm the center of attention, not the misguided direction. The best is in my section, without a doubt, no question. They watching when I step in, and when I step out. They want my whereabouts, they don't know what I'm about. Showstopper, I'm the center of attention. Oh, I'm a showstopper. I'm the center of attention. Oh, I said these days it feel like everybody's watching me. Oh, I said these days it feel like everybody's watching me. Oh, I said I'm the showstopper. I'm the center of attention. Oh, I'm a showstopper. I'm the center of attention. Oh, I said these days it feel like everybody's watching me. Oh, I said these days it feel like everybody's watching me. Oh, I said these days ain't nothing ever been the same since I came. I saw and conquered, I'm honored. I feel like I just won me an Oscar. Then I had to skirt, get your feelings hurt. Right after this perk settles in, so I know it works. It takes a second, baby, you could be my nurse. You like the way that I talk, I can't help that I flirt.